Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarachi Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha. Shri Narnarayanaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 7th of February 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the sages and to Paramatma residing in the heart of every being. We're continuing to examine the Mandukya Upanishad, verse number 1. The verse is broken down as follows. Harihi Om Om iti etat aksharam idam sarvam tasya upavyakhyanam bhutam bhavat bhavishyat iti sarvam omkaraha eva yat cha anyat trikalatitam tat api omkaraha eva. Right? This is the verse. This is the verse number 1 that we have been examining. Now, as we are moving forward in the further unfoldment of the teachings inside this extraordinary verse, there is there are two words that come after aksharam, that is idam, sarvam. Idam means this. The idam means that which is in our perception. That's interesting, because that which is the imperishable is the perceiver of the perception. So see this point very carefully. Sachin is talking to you right now. There's the perception of the body. This is idam shariram kaunteya, right? This is in the Gita also. This word idam comes in many, many scriptures. And idam means that which you can point to. It is this. It is objective reality. Idam. So idam sarvam. Everything that has come in manifestation. Sarvam means all that is, all that exists, all that ever has existed. So that comes later. All that ever has existed is the bhutam. See, idam sarvam tasya upavyakhyanam, the exposition of everything that exists, that is known, that is idam, that has existed, that is present now, and that will exist, the past, present, future, that is bhutam, bhavat, bhavishyat. Iti. Iti means that is all, it is complete. Iti, it is done. Thus, sarvam omkaraha. That the omkar, which is akshara brahma, is absolutely everything. Past, present, future, all of reality, everything that has come into the manifestation of plurality, the manifestation of time, is nothing but Omkar. It is the Maha Mantra, the root mantra, the ultimate mantra. All mantras are inside Omkar. Om. Now, when we begin to unravel the mysteries of this Omkar sadhana, as I've mentioned some time back, but I'll just a few more points on this. Omkar sadhana is no small sadhana. It's not that somebody can just sit one day and just start doing Omkars. It doesn't work like that. There's quite a bit of preparation required before one can even do the Omkar sadhana. Why is that? I mean, somebody could argue, well, I just want to do Omkar. You'll not be able to do it even for 5 minutes. Mind will go in 1,000 directions. It doesn't work like that. See, that is why the preparation for Omkar sadhana, from a Vedic point of view, means that one needs to regulate one's life completely. One has to be ready. And there's a lot of exposition in the Gita on this. Chapter 8 particularly is called Akshara Brahma Yoga. Right? In the time we have available, I'll try to put it in straightforward language here, that our life cannot be a mixed, tormented, tortured, filled with all negativities and all kinds of kind of trash inside. ऐसा नहीं होता. Nobody can do this Omkar sadhana like that. It has to be, how can we say, the preparation. The preparation is Shuddhi Karna in Gujarati, meaning Shuddhata, means 9 forms of devotion. This is Sachin's interpretation. This is why the Srimad Bhagavatam is the 18th Puran, and in the Bhagavatam, this sadhana is shown. The 9 forms of devotion. Why? Because this Upanishad, who can do that? Who even knows how? There's no readiness to do that. So you have to come down several notches to where the general public exists. That's why the Puranas were written. One of the reasons why the 18 Puranas were written is because the Upanishads they're at the topmost level. Vedavasji knew that. So he has to put all the stories, the charitras of all the incarnations, Shiv Puran, Devi Puran, Skanda Puran, Vishnu Puran, so many. There's Agni Puran, Bahut Puran hai sab. Skanda Puran, Vayu Puran. Why is that? Because people can relate, they can start doing devotional practices and purify the mind. So the preparation for the Upanishad comes. Upanishad is not something that somebody can just pick up and say, now, pick up this verse number 1, and now all of a sudden you have realized. No, it will not realize anything that way. It'll be like, what in the world is this talking about? It doesn't mean anything even to anybody. You see, so the realization of the Atma is what is talked about in every single verse of this Mandukya Upanishad. It's spoken from the realized state. And what it does, as I mentioned yesterday, it's spoken right from that realized state, and it comes down just a notch. Just a notch. It doesn't come down too far. It comes down just a tiny bit to give a little bit of, some relative language, because you need to be able to communicate at the relative level. That's why. The only person that has never come down from that absolute is J. Krishnamurti. He's the only one. Absolutely, he's unbelievable, वो एक अलग ही प्रकार की बात है. But he's speaking only this pure Vedanta in my interpretation. He doesn't use the word Vedanta. He doesn't use any language. He doesn't speak at the relative level at all. He speaks only at the absolute. Even the Upanishad is speaking slightly at the relative level in some sense, but not really. I mean, it's all absolute only. But there are some stories, there are some things like that come down at the relative level. Even here, we can see, that aksharam, idam, sarvam, that the imperishable, the absolute. I mean, these words are used not to create just some ideas. It's about realization. It is realization that the one who is prepared for Omkar sadhana can realize aksharam. Yes. But the preparation means that there is so much high quality mental activity, the quality of the mind. You see, this is where the problem, look at the world in Kali Yuga. Mind has become shattered. The quality has become thrashed. क्या quality है? कोई quality रही नहीं. Which quality? But this is, if you want to reach, somebody wants to reach that Brahman, the quality of our thoughts, the quality of our emotions, the quality of our bhavana, quality, meaning it's the, it's the intrinsic vibrational frequency that is resonating energetically with the reality of Akshara Brahma. That is what is meant by quality. You notice what happens when we find fault with somebody, when we get tension, when we get worried, when some other disturbance comes. These are all contaminants. So the Brahma Vidya opens beautifully from inside once the quality of all five, thought, emotion, memory, desire, energy, another way to put it, the quality of the antakarana, as Vedant would say, man, buddhi, chit, ahankar, it is brimming with absolutely purified Shakti. Purified Shakti, meaning it is Shakti that is no longer diluted, no longer polluted by Rajogun, Tamogun, Rajas, Tamas. No. It is brimming with Sattvam. But even that is still within Maya. But that is a preparation. Sattvam. So this is where, like Srimad Bhagavatam says, Sattvam Yad Brahma Darshanam. How beautiful. And this verse is quoted in the Vachanamrut by Shriji Maharaj, Swaminarayan Bhagwan. He just pulled out the essence, so beautifully. And it is correct, because we can come to that platform of Sattva Guna. Without coming to that platform, there is no chance of Brahma Vidya, Brahma Darshana. Rajas, Tamas, most of humanity is just trapped. Look at the world ka to prashna hi nahi hai. There 90% or more of the people are just doomed inside this Rajas and Tamas. They'll be born billions of times further. Uska anti nahi aata. Very few, extremely low number of people. We're talking about might only be in the thousands. Out of the 8.5 billion that are present, only several thousand are in pure Sattva Gun. That's just an estimate. I cannot prove anything like that. But based on the various verses of the Gita, we could make such a claim. It's extremely rare, Sattvic life. And even that is still within Maya, on top of that. But that is the preparation for Brahma Darshan. Sattvam Yat Brahma Darshanam. So the Upanishad here, when it says Aksharam idam sarvam tasya upavakhyanam, when it is saying that the Rishi is speaking from the enlightened, says that everything is Brahman. It's like example that we've given before, somebody who has $100 billion. Doesn't matter where the person goes. Everything is $1 billion. I am that. It doesn't matter. Go to a homeless shelter, go to Dollar Tree store. Like this billionaire goes into the Dollar Tree store. What is that called? Dollar Tree or something. The dollar store. Everything is $1. He's still a billionaire. He doesn't forget that. There's no forgetting. So rishis are like this. They are living in that supreme consciousness. They go into the world. They might talk to people. They never forget who they are. And when this kind of statements are made, aksharam idam sarvam, it is spoken directly from that enlightened state that is, and they're always in that state. Even if a billionaire goes into the Kmart and sees the price tags, he or she doesn't have to see the price tag at all. Kya price tag dekhe? Iska kya importance bhi hai? Something costs $5 or costs $50 or $1,000. Even if it's cost $10,000, it is a drop. It is just a drop. It's of no consequence. Somebody has $100 billion, not million, billion. Looking at the price tags in Kmart, there's no point in doing that. In fact, that person would be wasting their time looking at the price tag. There was a story that I heard about Bill Gates, who is a billionaire, right? Somebody said to him, Mr. Gates, if a $10,000 check is lying on the floor, is it your waste? Is it waste of time? For your time is so limited in life to actually pick that up and look at it and deposit. Is that? He said no, but in reality, there's so much. Even spending 5 seconds, 10 seconds going to the bank and spending 20, 25 minutes he's losing time in life. And that's something interesting. Samay nahi aata jeevan mein. Maybe money might grow. Nothing is ours anyway. Kitna agnan hai. People think this is mine. Hamara kuch nahi hai. Nothing is ours. Not one atom is ours. And that is Aksharam. The rishis are not accumulating wealth. You may be a great rishi and accumulate like Janak Raja and others. That wealth is not the issue. It has to be used in the best way. But they are not egotistical about these boundaries. They're not living inside a boundary internally, even though practically there are boundaries. So can we realize Aksharam? Aksharam means without boundary, absolute. Can we realize it? Sure. How much time does it take? It doesn't take any time. There's no question of time. That's what it says here. Bhutam, Bhavat, Bhavishyat. There's beyond all three of those. And it will come later on in verse number 12. I was looking at it. We'll look at that probably next month sometime. About the fourth state. So there's ways that the rishis have explained this higher consciousness. But can we evolve into that thing? Can that open for us? Sure it can. Absolutely. The boundaries of the mind have to fall away. Itni hi baat hai. Ek baat mein sab baat aa gayi. We have so many ridiculous boundaries inside our minds. We're stuck. We meaning humanity is stuck inside that. But to jump, the mandukya, the frog, the leap from one to the next. What a beautiful analogy. The leaping from one state to the next state. It is not a progression. It's not like the frog is walking. Have you ever seen a frog walk? No frog walks. This is mandukya. How amazing. Look at the observation of the rishis. Look at how they have taken a very simple act of an animal and have used that as an analogy to express the highest truth. This is the glory of Sanatana Dharma. Kya baat hai? Amazing. From a frog, you can learn the whole Brahma Vidya. Let's stop here for now. Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Krupa Om Divalingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Dwadash Jyotirlingaya Namo Namaha Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Swaha Om Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tha Tha Swaha Om Rim Swaha.